Hello, you dear one. If you've been called too sensitive, if you cry easily, overthink easily, feel deeply, remember words for too long, if you constantly ask yourself, why can't I just be normal? If you've tried to harden yourself because you think softness is a problem, this deep talk is for you. Because too sensitive is one of the most damaging labels in the world. It sounds small, but it can turn your whole personality into a shame. It can make you doubt your reality. It can make you believe your feelings are a defect. So today, I want to offer you a gentler truth. You're not too sensitive. You're unprotected, meaning your nervous system is exposed. Your boundaries aren't safe yet. Your environment doesn't hold you. And the goal is not to become less sensitive. The goal is to become more protected. Because sensitivity, when supported, becomes a gift. Sensitivity, when unsupported, becomes pain. Why that label hurts so much? When someone calls you too sensitive, they're not just commenting on your emotion. They're invalidating your experience. They're saying your reaction is the problem, not what happened. Your pain is inconvenient. You should stop feeling. And if you heard that often, especially from people you loved, you may have internalized it as truth. My feelings are wrong. I'm too much. I'm difficult. I'm a burden. So you start policing yourself. You start hiding your tears. You start doubting your instincts. You start minimizing your pain. And that's how sensitivity becomes shame. Not because you feel too much, but because you were taught to feel alone in what you feel. Sensitivity is not weakness. It's information. Sensitive people notice things. Tone shifts, energy shifts, micro-expressions, unspoken tension. You read the room. Sometimes this is a natural trait. Sometimes it's a trauma adaptation. When you grew up around unpredictability, you became a detector because detecting saved you. It helped you avoid explosions. It helped you stay safe. So what you call overreacting might actually be your nervous system's memory. A body that learned small signals can lead to big consequences. So you're not weak, you're alert. But living in alertness for too long hurts. Because sensitivity without safety turns into hypervigilance. Why you feel everything so intensely? Here are a few reasons sensitivity can feel like pain. 1. You don't have enough emotional support. If you don't have a safe place to process feelings, emotions build pressure. 2. You lack boundaries. You absorb people, carry their moods, say yes too often, and become flooded. 3. You're living in an invalidating environment. Your feelings are dismissed, mocked, or minimized, so you never get closure. 4. Your nervous system is dysregulated. Poor sleep, chronic stress, caffeine, anxiety, all amplify emotional intensity. In other words, it's not just personality, it's nervous system plus environment. That's why the solution is not be tougher. The solution is be safer. The shift from what's wrong with me to what do I need? This is the healing question. Instead of why am I like this? Ask, what am I missing? Often the answer is rest, boundaries, validation, gentle people, slower pace, less exposure to chaos, a safer inner voice. Because if you're sensitive and you keep living like a person who isn't, you will feel broken. But you're not broken. You're mismatched. Your softness requires a different kind of life, not a smaller life, a more aligned one. How to protect sensitivity, practical ways. Here are real steps. 1. Protect your inputs, what you listen to, what you scroll, who you talk to at night. Sensitive nervous systems absorb, so protect your atmosphere. 2. Build boundaries as emotional insulation. Say no sooner, leave earlier, stop explaining, stop debating your limits. 3. Choose safe people more than interesting people. People who are consistent and kind are medicine. 4. Create a recovery ritual after social time, after conflict, after work. Shower, tea, music, journaling, walk. Teach your body, we come back to safety. 5. Speak to yourself differently. Replace I'm too sensitive with I'm overstimulated. I'm unprotected. I need care. Language is protection. You don't need to become less sensitive to survive. Many people think healing means becoming numb, but numbness is not strength. Numbness is a shutdown. You don't need to shut down your heart to be safe. You need structure. You need boundaries. You need regulation. You need people who don't weaponize your softness. Because a sensitive person in a safe environment becomes deeply intuitive, creative, empathetic, wise. Sensitivity becomes beauty. The boundary you must practice, not staying where you're dismissed. This is big. If someone calls you too sensitive every time you express pain, that relationship is unsafe. It doesn't mean they're evil, but it means they don't have capacity for emotional accountability. So the boundary is, I don't stay where my feelings are mocked. Your sensitivity is not a joke, it's a signal, and you deserve to be taken seriously. Ending. Your sensitivity is not the problem. Your lack of protection is, dear one. You don't need to harden. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need to apologize for having a tender nervous system and a real heart. You just need protection. So tonight, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel too much, breathe and whisper, I'm not too sensitive. I'm unprotected. I can build safety around my softness. My feelings are information, not shame. Take your time, my dear one. The world doesn't need you to be less sensitive. It needs you to be safer, so your sensitivity can finally become what it was meant to be. A gift.